It's almost time to rally in the valley. But first, it's the Matsu Miners pregame show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into Groundon Memorial Park here in Fairbanks, Alaska. I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock for Game 2 of this two-game set against the Goldpanners of Fairbanks. And the Miners, after last night's win, 7-1 over the Panners, looking to get another win, finish out this regular season before the top of the World Series. And last night, Ryan Hendricks, player of the game, and just did an outstanding job through 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, and only gave up 1 run. Then his relievers, Ryan Oglesby, 1 inning, 1 strikeout, 2 walks, no runs, and Isaiah Terrazas, 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, no runs. And also some big hits by the Miners. Cameron Frost with 2 runs, Matthew Decker, with 2 singles, with 2 singles, Meyer with a double and scored, and it was just both sides of the ball were just doing so well for the Miners, and the Panners just could not really find anyone to really slow them down. Their reliever, Mike Benson, for their starter, Jason Valadez. Benson went through 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, but 3 runs. And the Miners just were on their game last night, and looking forward to tonight. John Farindelli gets the start. This is his 6th game to start with a 4-1 record. Through 25 and 2/3 innings pitched, has given up 34 hits, 21 runs, 18 of those earned, has walked 13 and struck out 20 with an ERA of 6.31. And Farindelli, see him really strong against the Chinooks, but a little shaky versus other teams. And Austin, we'll bring you in now. You know, what kind of are you looking for out of Farindelli?
Well, Farindelli's had 2 back-to-back outings where he hasn't really seemed so great. And, you know, something that I really think is part of it is, I mean, it was the Chinooks, it was also the Oilers. And sometimes I think that when he has runners on, he tends to get a little, perhaps, maybe it might get in his head a little bit, I think. And his main focus is he just needs to be strong and confident. I think confidence is a big thing. He even said to me just the other day, or yesterday, he said, yeah, my last 2 outings I wasn't very satisfied. And, I mean, he gave up 6 earned runs in his last 2 outings and really hasn't been that sharp. But I think he's been working with pitching coach Brad Baker, and we now have a glimpse, an idea of this Panners lineup, and they're good. I mean, they really are. And they are certainly really, really jumbling up that lineup tonight.
Yeah, they are, and we'll quickly run you through that lineup for the Miners. Starting off is Paul Panachone at shortstop, followed by Cam Newell, the right fielder, batting second. Batting third, Matthew Decker out of Stanford at first base. Josh Meyer doing the catching behind the plate for Farindelli, batting fourth, and batting fifth is Cameron Frost, the center fielder, with 2 big home runs last night. And batting sixth is Mitchell Now, the Texas A&M Aggie, doing the designated hitting tonight. Terrence Conley batting 7th at second base. Jordan Rogers out of the University of Tennessee batting 8th, playing third base. And Dane Wunderlich rounds out the order out in left field. Good crowd so far here. Fairbanks a little bit of an early start, 5 o'clock start here in Alaska time. And right after the conclusion of this game, the Miners will head back to Palmer. And the estimated arrival time back into the valley is 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Depends on traffic and, you know, the number of moose we see and bears. You know, that Alaskan wildlife, you have to give, you know, some consideration to that. Saw a couple moose on the way up here and a bear. So we got a nice taste of that Alaskan wildlife, and even the team will stop in Denali National Park and see Mount McKinley, but only half of it because of the clouds. We pulled off to a little stop area, and it was a really cloudy day, so we saw the bottom half of McKinley and can only imagine just how tall that mountain is. Tallest mountain in North America. Pretty cool sight to see when you spend the summer up in Alaska, and just another one of those things to add to those stories to take back home. You know, well, I leave 2 weeks from today. You know, in 2 weeks, see all my friends and catch them up on what I've done this summer.
Well, I know that a lot of my friends are really excited, and a lot of people tend to be so excited for the opportunity we've had, and really for the players. I mean, this team has a really good shot at going to the top of the World Series, and it's actually pretty likely. So, I think that just adds to all the excitement. And we're just going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back on the Matsu Miners pregame show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts.
Move your caps. We have a special singing of the national anthem by Garrow Von Dane.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
With championships in 2004, 2007, 2009, and 2010, the Miners are looking to bring a title back to the Matsu Valley.
This is the longest championship drought in 10 seasons.
8 former Miners selected in the 2014 MLB draft, and head coach Ben Taylor is back for another season of baseball in the Valley.
Here we go. Matsu Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network.
2-0 pitch swung on, lifted to center field. Charging is Frost. Frost makes a diving catch. What a play by the center fielder.
Sent out to deep right. Going back is James Navant at the wall. He will watch it go.
High fly ball down the third base side. Going back for it. It's at the wall. Smith Brown skirts, heads to second. It's in there standing for a leadoff double.
Here's the pitch. Swing, a high fly ball out to deep left. Back goes Adam Manter. It's gone! A grand slam, and the Miners walk off with the win! Johnny Loker, welcome to the Valley!
And now, the voice of the Miners, Austin Pollock and Emma Tiedemann on the call right now.
Good afternoon, and welcome inside Groudon Memorial Park in Fairbanks, Alaska for Game 2 of a 2-game series between the Matsu Miners and the Alaska Goldpanners of Fairbanks. I'm Austin Pollock with Emma Tiedemann to my right. A big win for the Miners last night, 7-1 over the Panners and just behind an excellent, excellent start from Ryan Hendricks.
That's right. And Hendricks just was so strong and exactly what the Miners needed to start this, or the game one of the two-game set here in Fairbanks. Getting down to the wire, only a week and a half left in the season before the top of the World Series. Coming down to the wire is exactly what the Miners needed.
Well, we are just about ready to go here in Fairbanks. Miners getting ready to face Tyler McGill from Loyola Marymount. Paul Panachone, the shortstop from Grand Canyon, stands in. McGill with a deep breath. He kicks, and here's the first pitch. Fastball is a little low for ball one. Paul Panachone will lead off, then Cam Newell in right field, Matthew Decker at first base. Josh Meyer is catching. Cameron Frost in center field. Here's the 1-0 from McGill. Fastball in there, called strike, 1-1. Mitchell now bats sixth, the designated hitter. Terrence Connolly bats seventh. He's at second base. Jordan Rogers bats eighth at third base. And Dane Wunderlich, the left fielder from Rice, bats ninth. Here's the 1-1 from McGill. Chopper left side. Scooped on the backhand by the shortstop, Cody Nulf. Fires a high throw to first, but it's in time, one away. Then I'll bring up Cam Newell, who was 1 for 5 in last night's game. Newell checks in at 374, 7 homers, and 35 runs batted in. Tyler McGill, 6'8" right-hander out of Loyola Marymount, 3-0 with a 3.21 ERA. This is his third start of the summer. First pitch to Cam Newell. First pitch swing, lifted left side, foul out of play. McGill has pitched 14 innings, given up 15 hits, has struck out 12, and has walked only 4. Last pitch July 11th against the Oilers, got the win. Gave up 4 earned runs in 5 innings, but struck out 6. McGill, glove. Black glove, ball in the glove. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. 0-1. Fastball, a little outside, 1-1 on Newell. Newell, the outfielder out of UC Santa Barbara, riding a 7-game hit streak. McGill works slowly. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Off speed, looks like a breaking ball in there, called strike. Good curveball from McGill. 1-2.
McGill's style kind of looks a little bit, reminds me a little bit of Sevy Romo's style. Takes his time, has that kind of slow wind-up, but that fast delivery.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Twisting back to the mound, under the glove of McGill. On the mound, charging the shortstop, Nolf. In time. A little bit of a weird play. It was a slow roller back to the mound, under the glove of McGill. And that was almost a routine ground ball up the middle. It had a lot of spin on it, and I think that may have been what got McGill. Here's Matthew Decker, the first baseman out of Stanford. 275, 2 homers, 12 RBIs. First pitch, fastball, slap foul, left side out of play, 0-1.
Newell's play also kind of reminded me of his hit yesterday. Kind of the same thing, slow roller, Newell, except last time Newell reached base, just a very, very close call, but tonight he was called out.
0-1, here's the pitch to Decker. Fastball inside, ball 1-1. Home plate umpire Drew Vertez and the field umpire Tim Davis. Pretty windy here, very buggy here in Fairbanks. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Decker. Fastball left a little high, letter high, 2-1 on Matthew Decker.
A lot of mosquitoes. I was bit 3 times through my shirt during batting practice, not to mention I don't even know how many times I got bit on my legs.
2-1. Fastball, slap foul. Right side, 2-2 on Decker.
I also got bit on my face during today's pregame profile with Josh Morris. So that's up on YouTube. Be sure to check that out. I did get a bug bite for it, so it is pretty good.
2-2 to Decker. Shallow fly ball into shallow center. That falls for a base hit in front of the center fielder, Scott Hurst. So a 2-out single for Matthew Decker. He entered tonight, having hit in 5 straight games. Make that 6.
Decker also moved up to that number 3 spot in the lineup tonight.
Yeah, he's hit the ball really well. I was talking to Hunter Simmons this morning, actually, and he had said, yeah, Decker's really been hitting the ball well. It's tough to take that bat out of the lineup. That brings up Josh Meyer, the catcher, out of Grand Canyon, 274, 1 homer, and 7 RBIs. Meyer was 2 for 4 with a double in last night's 7-1 win against the Panners. A little bit of an open stance. Green tops today for the Miners. First pitch from McGill. Swing, hard drive to left center, and making the catch is Caruso for out number 3. It's no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. Matsu Miners Radio Network. Single for Matthew Decker, but he's stranded, and now we start at the bottom of the first. Brandon Caruso, the left fielder, then Scott Hurst, the center fielder, and Cody Nelf, the shortstop. Brandon Caruso out of Pepperdine, just finished his freshman year, facing John Farindelli. First pitch, swinging, fouled right side, out of play with a fastball. 0-1 on Caruso. Caruso last played on the 12th of July against the Pilots. He's hitting .319 with no homers and 8 RBIs. Farindelli with the glove over his face. He kicks and 0-1. Check swing. Back at first, and Davis says he did not go around. It's 1-1. Scoreboard says 0-2. Now it says 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Check swing again, but they're going to say he went a 1-2. Fastball from Farindelli. John struggled with his last couple appearances. He up 6 earned runs in his last 2 appearances. That was on the 10th against the Chinooks and the 4th against the Oilers. One twisting right side, tailing foul. It is foul. 1-2.
By Edward Jones investing agent Gavin Rube.
Brandon Caruso has hit in 5 of his last 6 games. Playing left field tonight. 1-2. Panners with and bobbled by Connolly, and that's going to be an error on Terrence Connolly. Connolly committed an error in last night's game on a stolen base where he caught the ball, tagged the runner. Runner was out, but then Connolly dropped the ball, so the runner was safe. And here is Scott Hurst, the center fielder, checks in at .526, a home run and 12 RBIs. Hurst riding a 19-game hit streak. First pitch from Farindelli. High fly ball left side. Wunderlich charging. just to the left of the line and makes the catch, 1 away. Defensive alignment for the Miners, Jordan Rogers at third, Paul Panachone at short, Terrence Connolly at second, Matthew Decker at first. Left to right, Dean Wunderlich, Cameron Frost, and Cam Newell. Josh Meyer doing the catching for John Farindelli. And steps Cody Nolf, the shortstop. Nolf had his 19-game hit streak snapped last night. First pitch from Farindelli, breaking ball. Charge at third to Rogers, throw to second for one, on to first, scoop by Decker, and that's a double play. 5-4-3 turn by the Miners, and pretty good first inning for John Farindelli. We are through one, and that is no runs on one hit, no hits, one error, and nobody left on. No score on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Double play, John Farindelli with a pretty good bottom of the first, and now the Miners try to give him a little run support here in the top of the second. Cameron Frost, Mitchell now, and Terrence Connolly against the righty Tyler McGill out of Loyola Marymount. Just graduated from high school. First pitch to Frost. Fastball outside, ball one. Frost checks in at .339, 5 homers, 22 RBIs. Was 2 for 5 with a 2-run home run and a solo home run. Last night had 3 RBIs. 1-0 pitch to Frost. Fastball low and in, 2-0. Frost is hitting 8 of his last 9 games. Has a 5-game hit streak as well. McGill with a deep breath, kicks and fires the 2-0. Fly ball to right. That is past the dive of Jacob Hayes in right field. Frost rounds first, heads to second, and he is in there with a leadoff double.
That's exactly what the Miners need to get things started here in the top of the second. Panachone and Newell both were out in the top of the first, but Decker with that great single, but then was left on, and I think the Miners just need to put those base runners on, move them around the bases, and score those runs.
That'll bring up Mitchell now, the designated hitter out of Texas A&M. 191, 2 homers, 8 RBIs. I can certainly understand why Mitchell's in the lineup tonight. A lot of power in batting practice. And he does have 2 homers and a short fence in left field. First pitch to Mitchell is off speed and outside and low, ball 1. That is the 11th double of the summer for Cameron Frost. Migo gets signs from the shortstop Cody Nolf. Frost on second base. McGill sets. Here's the pitch. Hard grounder under the glove of the third baseman, Ryan Clark, into left, a base hit. That advances Frost to third base. Now, first with a single, and that brings up Terrence Connolly.
That's exactly what I was talking about. Just get those base hits, Move those runners, score those runs.
That's exactly how the Panners have won their games for the most part. Not a lot of extra base hits. They've hit home runs. Really, it's just they get guys on, and then there's just hits, and it's just routine a little bit. So here's Connolly out of UNC Wilmington. First pitch swing, and it's fouled back to the screen, 0-1. That ricocheted off the screen, or sounded like something a little harder, maybe a piece of wood.
Yeah, there's wood right below the screen.
Yeah, I think that, and that ricocheted actually all the way to the third baseline. Connolly at 259, no homers, 8 RBIs. 1 for 2 with an RBI in last night's game. Connolly with an open stance, bats from the left side, 0-1, fastball high, 1-1. Terrence has reached base in each of his last 10 games. Miguel to look at first. He sets. Pitching from the stretch. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Connolly chased a fastball a little outside, 1-2. Outfielder straightaway left fielder Brandon Caruso was a little deep in left, takes a few steps in. Miguel looks into his catcher Eric Hutting for the sign. 1-2 pitch. Low and away, off speed, 2-2 on Connolly. Middle infield, that double play depth. Cody Nault, the shortstop. Hunter Villanueva, the second baseman. Connolly points the bat, points it again, rests it on his shoulder. Here's the 2-2. Lifted left side, tailing foul. And over in the batting cage, which is pretty much in that Panners bullpen. 2-2 on Connolly. Nobody out. Runners at the corners. Frost double to right. Now single to left. Miguel sets. Here's the 2-2. Fastball called. Strike 3. First strikeout for Tyler Miguel. And there's one down in the top of the second.
Conley not happy about that, shaking his head at the umpire on his way back.
It looked pretty good. Looked like it just jammed him right on the inside half.
Yep.
That brings up Jordan Rogers. 243, no homers. 11 RBIs, 1 for 4 last night. Miguel sets. First pitch. Fastball in there called strike, 0-1.
Rogers yesterday had an RBI single in the second inning. Scored Matthew Decker.
Rogers is hitting 5 of his last 6 games. It's tough. Runner at first is off. Mitchell now ground ball through the gap into right, a base hit. A run scores now around second, heads into third. That's an RBI single for Jordan Rogers. The Miners are on top, 1-0.
Exactly in the same spot he hit it last night. Top of the second inning, batting 8th. Same spot.
That's not even small ball. That's just good hitting right there. An excellent coach from Ben Taylor, coach. You send that runner, know that the second baseman Villanueva is going to go to second to cover, and then opposite field, just ground ball right through the gap for Rogers. Good piece of hitting to score a run. Here is first pitch. Off speed in there, called strike, 0-1.
Wonderlic, another player with a lot of power, only has 1 home run on the season, but definitely think he could hit one out here.
Short porch in left, 280 feet down that line. Home run. Same for center field. Right field, it's just that regular wall. Not the blue one, though, the one with all the sponsors.
The chain link fence on your screen is the one with the yellow topping to it. So wherever that yellow is.
Quick throw back to first, and Rogers is back. Rogers has swiped 2 bags this summer. Has not been caught. 0-1 the count on Wonderlic. 246, 1 home run, 11 RBIs. 0-1. Off speed, just outside, 1-1. Wonderlic has 8 RBIs in his last 4 games. And when these guys get in the lineup, Ben Taylor has a hard time taking them out because they play so well. We've seen Hunter Simmons play well. He's not in the lineup tonight. Runner at first is off, 1-1. Throw down from Hutting, the catch, the tag, and he's safe. Third stolen base of the summer for Jordan Rogers. That's big right there because that takes that routine double play, a 6-4-3 or a 4-6-3. That takes it out of position because now that first base bag is open and 2 runners in scoring position with just 1 out. Miners hit well with 1 out.
I think they even hit even better with 2 outs.
That's true. Wonderlic points the bat. A little bit of a waggle. Here's the 2-1 from McGill. Swing and a miss, 2-2. That was a fastball. Outfield straightaway left fielder Caruso deep in left. Again, takes a couple steps in. McGill toes the rubber. Looks into the catcher Hutting for the sign. 2-2 with 1 out. A run in for the Miners. They lead at 1-0 here in the top of the second. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball left side and rolls foul. So Wonderlic making his way back to the plate with a 2-2 count. If you don't already, follow us on Twitter at ABL Miners. And for the last probably, I'm meaning to say this, and I have finally remembered to say it, the Miners store is up.
Oh, yeah.
Visit matsuminers.org and click on the store tab. Every offer. 2-1 Chopper now stays put. And now there's 2 away. Back to the top for Paul Panachone with a good RBI opportunity here.
Panachone with 13 RBIs on the season.
Paul Panachone.
Grounded out to short in the first. He's reached base in 30 of the 32 games he's appeared in. Very, very reliable guy at the top of the Miners order for Ben Taylor.
Had an RBI double last night in the 8th inning.
2 away with runners at second and third. Miguel sets. Here's his first pitch. Fastball low on Panachone. A lot of traveling from the Miners. About a 6.5-hour trip back down to Palmer when this game is over. We expect to arrive back at around 2 or 2:30 in the morning. 1-0 to Panachone. Breaking ball in there, a called strike. Good pitch from McGill, 1-1. And then a 4 o'clock game in Anchorage tomorrow against the Panners. You heard that right. The Scout Showcase, it's a non-league game, so it will not count, but just a chance for these players to show off their skills. And it seems like these 2 teams have a lot of skill. 1-1, fastball upstairs, 2-1. Pretty much 1 through 9, and even the guys on the bench, a lot of talent. The Scouts got to be excited to watch these guys play. Two and one on Panachone. Runners at second and third. Mitchell now on third. And Rogers on second. Pitch is in the dirt, low and away. 3-1 on Panachone, the shortstop out of Grand Canyon. Three and one with 2 outs, and the Miners lead 1-0. Outfield straight away. Hitters count for Paul with Cam Newell on deck. Miguel sets. Here's the 3-1. Inside, and that got him. Seventh time that Paul Panachone has been hit by a pitch. And now the bases are loaded for Cam Newell.
With 2 outs.
With 2 outs.
And if he gets 2 strikes, then everyone should be just ready. Just mentally prepare yourself for another grand slam.
He has 3 this summer.
With 2 outs and 2 strikes,
Yeah.
mind you.
That's just such a stressful situation.
That he obviously handles
he doesn't
fine.
care. One of the most relaxed guys I have met. Here's the first pitch. Check swing. 0-1. Well, shaking his head like he agrees, or it's okay. I don't know.
I think he went around.
Oh, I think
Just,
he did.
just enough.
Well, he just sort of shook his head like, okay, calm down, shake it off, whatever. Catcher Eric Hutting back to the plate, went out to briefly chat with McGill. Probably trying to figure out how to pitch to Newell. Dangerous hitter with the bases loaded and 2 strikes and 2 outs, but right now an 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Slapped foul to the screen, 0-2. Another example right there of Newell twisting his body all around, something Ben Taylor doesn't like. Wants him to be firm in that batter's box. Newell, the outfielder out of UC Santa Barbara. College teammate of Ryan Clark, who is a third baseman for the Panners. 0-2, 2 outs. Newell rests the bat on his left shoulder. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Tyler McGill gets out of a big jam, leaves the bases loaded. It's no runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 3 men left on. Miners lead 1-0 through 1.5 on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. First pitch is off speed, low and away for ball 1. Miners score 1 run in the top of the second. RBI single for Jordan Rogers to the opposite field, the right side. 1-0 pitch. Swing liner to the right side. Connolly scoops it and fires to first. 1 away. We understand the audio is a little choppy and the video is a little foggy. We apologize, probably due to Wi-Fi here in Fairbanks. Here is Tanner Pinkston, the first baseman out of Cal State Fullerton. Emma, I think you hear an ice cream truck.
I definitely do hear. I think it's circling the parking lot.
First pitch, fastball left upstairs, 1-0 on Pinkston. Outfield is straightaway Rogers, a little in on the infield turf, 1-0 to Pinkston. Line foul just past the hand of the third base coach for the Panners. 1-1 on Pinkston. Pinkston at .315, 2 homers, 22 RBIs. 1 for 4 in last night's game. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball low, 2-1. Where is that? Do you know?
I don't know.
2-1. Line into the gap in left center for a base hit. 1 out single for Tanner Pinkston, and that'll bring up Jacob Hayes.
That just got down right into shallow left center, just out of the reach of center fielder Cameron Frost. Usually Frost, well, he's always quick on his feet, but that one was just placed right in that gap.
That extends the hit streak to 6 games for Pinkston, and here is Jacob Hayes snapped an 11-game hit streak. And last night's game went 0 for 3, excuse me. First pitch fastball in there called strike. Pinkston with 3 steals on the summer. 1-0 Miners in the bottom of the second. 0-1 from Farindelli. Fastball lifted left side, foul out of play, 0-2.
I hope it doesn't hit the ice cream truck.
Oh, no.
It'd be a tragedy.
Well, I don't know about a tragedy, but it certainly would be
Come on,
good.
it's ice cream.
There are seagulls on the right field, just to the right of the right field foul line. 0-2 pitch. Here it is. Line into right, a base hit. Back-to-back singles for the Panners with 1 out. And that'll bring up Hunter Villanueva, the second baseman. 293 and 15 RBIs. Villanueva out of Fresno Pacific University from Bakersfield, California. Here's an interesting fact. There are 6 infielders listed on the Panners roster, and just 1 is not from California.
Wow, a lot of West Coast guys.
Yeah. Barandai looks at second. Here's the first pitch. Swinging, fouled off to the right. 0-1. Dane Wunderlich deep in left. Wind blowing in from center field. 0-1 on Villanueva. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Quick snap throw. And it gets away from Decker. The runner at second stays put. And they almost got him. That was a good throw from Meyer, but I think it may have hit the runner, actually. Runner at first is Jacob Hayes.
Looks a little shaken up.
Yeah, I think that may have hit him. Yeah, Decker checks on him. He says he's good.
He's getting the dirt out of his helmet right now. Hayes is.
Well, there's just dirt patches for the bases. Everything else in the infield is just that yellow turf. 0-2 pitch. Ground ball right side, weakly hit. Decker bobbles it, underflips to Farindelli. They got him. That was a close play. We've seen Decker field the ball, and it's not that he looks uncomfortable, but maybe he's just not used to the turf. We see him field the ball very well in Herman Brothers. We see him field the ball pretty well in Chugiak.
Right.
It's that turf, I think, that gets him sometimes.
I think so, too. Turf, especially this turf,
This
is
is weird
extremely different, especially different from Mulcahy's turf, even.
It's old as well. Here's Eric Hutting, the catcher, 297, a home run, and 17 RBIs. Runners at second and third. Farindelli looks at third. Here's his first pitch. Fastball gets the outer half in there, called strike. 0-1. From Rancho Santa Margarita, California. 0-1. Fastball, same result, 0-2. With 2 outs and the tying run 90 feet away at third base, Tanner Pinkston. Jacob Hayes at second. Farindelli with a glove over his face, pitching from the windup. Here's the 0-2. All right, chopper right. Throws to first, and John Farindelli gets out of a jam. It's no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on. The Miners still lead 1-0 through 2 innings on the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Top of the third here at Groudon Memorial Park in Fairbanks, Alaska. I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock. We will see Matthew Decker, Josh Meyer, and Cameron Frost to lead things off here in the top of the third. The Miners lead 1-0. So Decker swung on ground ball down the third base side. Scooped up by Clark, throw to first.
We've seen the Miners swing at that first pitch quite a bit tonight and also yesterday as well.
That brings up Josh Meyer, the Miner, 0 for 1 with a line out to left field.
Josh Meyer.
Meyer doing the catching tonight for John Farindelli. Steps in, bat above his head. First pitch, right over the plate, called strike, and he swung at the first pitch at his last at bat in the first inning. Just had a line drive to left field to Caruso. 0-1 pitch. Little low, ball one. Meyer with 1 home run, 7 RBIs, 6 doubles, 2 triples. Hitting .286 out of Grand Canyon University. 1-1 pitch by McGill. And there, called strike 2, 1-2 count now for Meyer.
That was an off-speed pitch from McGill.
Holds the bat just above his head. McGill with the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, lifted into deep right field. Just goes foul into the Miners bullpen.
That Miners bullpen very buggy tonight.
Oh my gosh, I saw
bad.
Isaiah Terrazas was putting bug spray on, and I look over and he has 4 mosquitoes flying around his head.
I put some on.
I should have. 1-2 pitch, inside, ball 2. There are a lot of mosquitoes here, but not really up here in the press box. As you can tell from our camera angle, we're pretty high up with a great view. I guess the mosquitoes don't fly this high, or some of them don't make it this high up. 2-2 pitch, hard ground ball down the third base side. That's fair. Meyer rounds first, heads into second, picked up by the left fielder Caruso. The throw in, slides, and second baseman Villanueva not able to hold onto it. Meyer with the 1-out double.
Sixth double of the summer for Josh Meyer, and that turned out to be a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. As soon as it got to that fence, I had put 2 fingers up saying that was going to be a double, and turned out to be pretty close. I think had Villanueva actually caught the ball and it stayed in his glove, I think Meyer could have been out.
I think so too, and you know, that's all because of that throw in by the left fielder Caruso. It was just about at the fence out there in left field, and what a throw. Brings up Cameron Frost. First pitch, high, ball 1. Frost had a leadoff double in the top of the second inning and scored a run off the RBI single by Jordan Rogers. McGill with a look at Meyer on second base. Looks into his catcher, Hudding. Gets the sign, sets. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Frost. High and inside, ball 2. Frost with 5 home runs, 2 of which were last night. 22 RBIs, 10 doubles, now 11, and 7 triples. Very, very fast player. And it turns out we're very close to the Fairbanks International Airport. If we hear any planes go by, 2-0 back. I think 3 practice.
Well, I know in Palmer they just had that
1-2 pitch to Mitchell now.
Yeah, we apologize for that. It certainly was not planned right there.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Mitchell now. 2 away with Meyer at third base. Miners lead 1-0. Here's the pitch by McGill. Swung on, lifted deep into right field, charging is Hayes. Gets under it in foul territory, makes the catch, and that's out number 3. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on as we head to the bottom of the third. The Miners lead 1-0. You are listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Bottom of the third, and the Miners lead 1-0 here in Fairbanks, Alaska. John Farindelli on the mound for his third inning of work. You will see Ryan Clark, Brandon Caruso, and Scott Hurst. First pitch to Ryan Clark, fastball called strike 1. Outfield playing straight away for the Miners. 0-1 pitch by Farindelli, swung on, ground ball to the second baseman, backhanded by Conley, throw to first. He's out. To lead off groundouts to Terrence Conley. That's back to the top of the order now with Brandon Caruso. Caruso reached on an error in the top of the first, but then was thrown out at second with a 5-4-3 double play. First pitch by Farindelli, swung on, fouled back on the first base side for strike 1. Caruso with .319 average, 8 RBIs, 5 doubles, 3 triples. Steps into the batter's box, taps the plate. Here's the pitch by Farindelli. Breaking ball, just a little low for ball 1. Farindelli sets. 1-1 pitch, low and away, ball 2. Farindelli out of Chandler Gilbert Community College, but will be attending Wichita State in the fall. Player for Ben Taylor at Chandler Gilbert. 2-1 pitch, swung on, ground ball to Conley again, throw to first, 2 away. Brings up Scott Hurst. Hurst, the center fielder tonight for the Panners, 0 for 1 with a fly out to left field to Dane Wunderlich in the first inning. Hurst, the lefty, with his back foot on that back part of the batter's box. First pitch by Farindelli is in there, called strike, just on that outside part of the plate. Hurst with a .526 average. 0-1 pitch inside, gets behind Meyer. That's ball 1. Hurst hitting .526, 1 home run, 12 RBIs, 4 doubles, 1 triple. The 1-1 pitch by Farindelli, breaking ball, stays high, ball 2. Conley and Panachone playing on kind of that outfield grass. Decker playing deep at first. 2-1 pitch is high and away, ball 3 for Farindelli. Rogers playing in front of third base. Decker at first playing behind it. 3-1 pitch. Swung on and lifted into shallow center field. Charging is Frost. Makes the catch. And it's 3 up, 3 down with a fantastic catch by Cameron Frost, the center fielder. No runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on as we head to the top of the 4th. The Miners lead 1-0. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Conley leading things off, shows bunt, puts it down the third base side, charging the third baseman Clark. Throw to first, not in time, and Conley with the leadoff infield single.
It's just so important to get that leadoff runner on. You can't describe how important it is because that sets the tone for the rest of the inning, especially for Jordan Rogers right here, who's responsible for that first run with a single. That was an RBI single in the top of the second.
And Frost reached base with his leadoff double and scored. Panachone led off in the first, didn't reach base. First pitch to Rogers is fouled back. He thought about swinging, but it hit his bat anyway because it was so high. Strike 1.
Rogers and Wunderlich, who's on deck, just played a little bit of tennis. Rogers hit it foul, chopped it foul over by Wunderlich, took one bounce on the turf, bounced up, and then Wunderlich just tapped it right back.
Rogers sets for the 0-1 pitch. Called strike in that inside part of the plate fastball. Rogers now down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes.
Rogers out of the University of Tennessee, along with Kyle Serrano.
0-2 pitch to Rogers, check swing. Says he didn't go around, stays alive with a 1-2 count. Conley at first base with the leadoff infield single. Has a slight lead from first base. 1-2 pitch, ground ball down the third base side, past the glove of third baseman Clark. That's fair. Conley rounds second, heads to third. Rogers with the double. Rogers has just been phenomenal these past few games with the RBI singles. RBI single in the second inning, and now the double here in the 4th.
Excellent piece of hitting right there for Jordan Rogers. Again, it's just so important. You get that hit, and you just keep sending guys around the bases. That's what the Miners have done and Ben Taylor was waving Connolly, but then when he realized that maybe the throw from the left fielder Caruso was closer than he expected, he decided to hold him up.
That brings up Dane Wunderlich out of Rice. 0 for 1. First pitch is outside, ball 1.
Want to send a get well message to one of my good friends and my roommate. Just had his tonsils removed. So, Jeremy, I hope you feel better.
Eat lots of ice cream with that one, right?
Oh, he does. He likes cheese. He eats a lot of cheese, though.
1-0 pitch to Wunderlich is fouled back. I think it was literally chased by a bird.
Is that a seagull?
No, it was like a pigeon. All sorts of wildlife. See, there's some pigeons. McGill looks into his catcher, Hudding. 1-1 pitch. Little off speed on that outside corner, called strike 2. Farindelli was fastball at about 84, 86. 1-2 pitch by McGill is in the dirt and away. It gets him a little bit away from Hudding, but Hudding does a good job of keeping it in front of him. And actually, a fun fact about Hudding is from, as you mentioned, Santa Margarita, California. He knows one of my good friends from school, and his brother Anthony is a coach on my friend's brother's team.
Very cool.
Yeah. Says they're both great guys. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Wunderlich. Here's the pitch by McGill. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the first out of the inning for the Miners, and the third strikeout of the game for McGill.
Again, we just see them chase that off-speed pitch outside, and that's been an issue. But as the season progresses, you learn what pitches to take, what pitches not to take, and you find something. That's one of the reasons of summer ball. You just find what you're good at and what you're not good at.
That brings up Paul Panachone, top of the order. First pitch is low and in the dirt, ball 1. Panachone grounded out in the first inning, hit by a pitch in the second, and was left on. Conley at third, Rogers at second. Conley reached on the single, Rogers on the double. Panachone with the 1-0 count. Here's the pitch by McGill, is outside, called strike. Outfield playing straight away for Wunderlich. Left fielder Caruso playing a little bit deep and to our right. One pitch to Wunderlich. Low and in the dirt, ball 2. Conley with the lead off at third. Rogers with the lead off at second. Wunderlich taps the plate with his bat. Spins the bat around. McGill sets. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Low and in the dirt, ball 3. Hudding doing a good job of keeping those pitches in front of him.
Something I've noticed about so far the game this afternoon is that McGill has pitched well with 2 strikes and with 2 outs, and that's one of the reasons the Miners are having trouble getting more runs across. They're threatening. I mean, right now, runners on second and third with just 1 out in the last inning. In the third, runners on second and third with 2 outs.
3 balls, 1 strike to Panachone. Pitch by McGill, right over the plate, called strike 2 and a full count. That's the first full count by McGill on the for the game.
Shows that the Miners really haven't been all that patient.
Right, and we've seen a lot of first pitch swings. That explains it. Get down in the count early. 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3, and that's 2 strikeouts in a row for the Panners. And the first 2 outs with the 4th strikeout of the night for McGill. That brings up Cam Newell. 0 for 2. Grounded out in the first inning, struck out swinging in the second. Newell, 35 RBIs, 7 doubles. And not to mention 7 home runs. Newell the lefty. First pitch is high and inside, ball 1. He's in right field playing maybe a couple of steps back. Caruso in left playing a couple steps to our right. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Newell. Low and inside, ball 2.
You have any, you got any movies, anything for that, was it 7-hour drive back to Palmer?
I'm thinking I'm just going to sleep, probably. But I don't know. There's movies on the bus.
We watched 3 on the way up.
2-0 pitch is low and away, ball 3. 3-0 count to Newell. We watched Moneyball, a classic.
I watched like a half hour of it. I was in and out of that.
Had Brad Pitt in it.
I know.
You know, he went to Mizzou.
Did he?
He was in the School of Journalism. He is 3 credits away from graduating. Came to finals week his senior year and thought, I don't know if I want to do the journalism thing, and packed up and moved to L.A. 3-0 pitch. Catches that outside part of the plate, strike 1.
It's a pretty good story.
It is. There's a professor there at the School of Journalism who was in class with him. Pretty cool. So yeah, he went to the School of Journalism for 3 years and then, 4 years and then walked away. 3-1 pitch to Newell. Outside part of the plate again for strike 2, full count now.
2 strikes, 2 outs, men on base for Newell.
But there's
nobody on
first. Conley on third, Rogers at second. See if he'll settle for a 3-run homer versus a grand slam.
He may.
3-2 pitch to Newell. Swung on and lifted right over the glove of the first baseman. Pinkston down in the first base side. Conley scores, Rogers scores as well, and Newell with the 2-run double.
Yeah, that's almost just as good. And he's so good with those 2 strikes and those 2 outs. He can hit the ball really anywhere he wants, and he knows where to place it.
That makes it now a 3-0 game between the Panthers and the Miners. Miners leading here in Fairbanks. That brings up Matthew Decker. Matthew 1 for 2, single in the first and a ground out in the third. The right-handed batter out of Stanford. McGill sets. Here's the first pitch to Decker. Swung on ground ball to the shortstop. Nolf charging, makes the throw to first and gets the 6-3 out to end the inning, but 2-run score on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on as we head to the bottom of the 4th. The Miners lead 3-0. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. And it looks, sorry for the internet connection here. It seems to be in and out. To recap, just a few things that were missed. Cody Noel blocked by Farandella. Position plate with the 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. Lifted to right field, going back. 1 out. Reached third.
We apologize for the technical difficulties. We're sure that it is.
Pinkston, the lefty. Wait.
Calling up on has stolen 2 bases this summer.
Farandelli looks into his catcher, Meyer. 1-0 pitch. Nolf is off. Fouled back into the parking lot. Oh, and it hit a car.
Oh, did it?
Yep.
Break a window?
No, it hit the roof.
Well,
but in case it hit, that was your car that it hit. Be sure to take it to Napa Auto Parts. They can definitely help you out with all sorts of things. Locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Panachonas. And it's a 4-6-3 double played it in the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Here in the bottom of the 4th, it was as we head to the top of the 5th, the Miners Radio Network.
Miners with a 3-0 advantage as we start the 5th inning here in Fairbanks. I'm Austin Pollack with for 2 runs in the top of the 4th, and John Farandelli has given up 1 walk for the Miners pitching staff this summer. And back-to-back outings, or I should say 3 straight outings, where straight the control for the pitching staff.
Yeah, keep on getting better and better as the season progresses.
Josh Meyer, the catcher out of Grand Canyon, 1 for 2. Hands above his helmet. Here's the first pitch from McGill. And it's fastball at ball 1. Meyer doubled in the little.
Not as bad as last night, though.
No, not cast skies. Lights not on here in Fairbanks. 2-0 pitch to Meyer. Hard chopper left side. Picked on the backhand by the shortstop. Nuff off balance throw. Not in time. Good scoop on the backhand. Too much range to the left side on it.
Yeah, and Noel's momentum was going where he needed to throw and just didn't have that strength to get there in time.
Here is Cameron Frost, 1 for 2. Ground doubled and scored in the second. He scored on the single by Jordan Rogers. Now Meyer on first, got a 3 Miners lead in the top. First pitch, a little high ball one. Lee Fairbanks, end of this game. Toward the Miners bullpen. 1-1 on Frost, the center fielder out of Washington State. To 6 games. Meyer on first. 1-2. Fastball, a little low and away. 2-2. When Frost entered this game with the hitting streak, he was 10 for 20, 2 doubles, 2 triples, 3 home runs, and 9 RBIs. All that in his last 5 games. Here's the pitch. Chopper left side, picked by the shortstop. Null flips to second to Villanueva on to first. Double play. Boy, Cameron Frost doesn't do that very often. He grounds into a 6-3 double play. And now there's 2 down in the top 5. That brings up Mitch now. Single in. First pitch is a 1. Fielder Brandon Caruso was deep, but now taking some steps in. 1-0 pitch to Mitchell now. Fastball in the dirt, 2-0. Miners and Panners will meet again tomorrow. A 4 o'clock start in Anchorage as part of the Scouts Showcase. To the count on Mitchell. Here's the pitch from McGill. Hard grounder up the middle, a base hit. Second hit for Mitchell now. He's 2 for 3. And we don't really see him hit singles. Usually he just hits the ball very hard and very deep. But 2 singles. The first one, the second was a shot down the left field line.
Terrence Connolly.
First pitch, fastball, 1-0 on Connolly out of UNC Wilmington. He's at first base. Tossing in the bullpen, but not through innings. 1-0 foul just to our left.
I'm so ready to catch one. I'm probably going to break my hand.
It's all yours. I'm good. It's all yours. 1-1 with 2 outs. Runner at first. 10 hits through 4 2/3 innings. 1-1. Breaking ball inside and low. 2-1 on Connolly. Nothing. Miners lead in the top 5th. McGill sets. 2-1. Slap foul again just to our left. That was an off.
If Conley could just move it like 3 feet direction, I got it.
I think if it's 3 feet, I have it. If it's like...
Well, all right, I'll dive in front of you.
Not a lot of speed.
No good pitch. Some trouble, and it looks like
Little outs and a runner in scoring position. He's be back. 3-2, 2 out. Go straight away. Connolly with an open stance. High green socks for this afternoon's game. McGill looks in. He's out fastball 4. Another near 2. Double by Campbell. Singled in the second and stole second base.
it's a cool. Conley had and yeah.
And that's base hit. Mitchell out. That was a in the left. Rogers does get the single, but now trying to score second. 2 hits. It's no runs, 2 hits, no errors. 2 men left on. 4.5. 3-0 Miners on Matsu Miners Radio Network. Mitchell two.
Hey,
Mitchell now is the minor. You want to know? Sixth home run of the season for Hayes. It's a 3-1 Miners lead at the bottom of the fifth.
They don't even really try and chase that. You can hear it now. They look to both be smiling and laughing. He's on those Miners, keep those pitchers' spirits.
Well, we know his personality. He's nothing really good quality to have. Here's Hunter Villanueva, 0 for 1. First pitch, fastball up and away, ball 1. Again, to recap, Lined up both into left. Mitchell now is on second. He tried to score, but was thrown out in the dirt. 2-0 on Villanueva. And homer for Jake of the summer. Over the set. 3-1. What is coming out?
Is that the sun?
That's the sun. Point streak is without a hit. A walk now, 2 straight errors on the bunt.
That's 4 straight base runners for the Panthers.
Well, Hayes got off on the home run. Now Decker and Rogers, the corner infielders, are in with Caruso at the plate. He is 0 for 1. Excuse me, he's 0 for 2. Barandelli sets, pitching from the stretch. Here's the first pitch. Fastball, inside, ball 1. Barandelli didn't like the call. Oh, he really didn't like the call. 1-0 on Caruso. Outfield is straight away. Runners take their leads. 1-0 pitch. Shows bunt and swings with the bunt and fouls it. 1-1. Fouls it right behind home plate. So he showed bunt, pulled back with the bunt, and pushed it. So a bunt. Farandelli into the catcher there for the sign. Here's the one. Fastball low. You understand that point streak is down. The Pans is fixed. They're just scoring tonight. Popped up. And wait, that's the base is loaded. You have a force at any base. So if there's a ground ball, that would be huge for John Farandelli and would be a confidence booster.
At home run, that's the only run that scores here in the 5th. That would be really, really good for them so they can keep that 3-1 lead.
But it is Scott Hurst, who is 0 for 2.
With 2 flyouts, he hasn't grounded out.
First pitch from Farandelli. Fastball in there, out strike. And right there, a first strikes. 1 out and an 0-1 count on Hurst. Here's the pitch. Fastball low and in, 1-1. On the Connolly in the middle of the infield. 1. Ball side 1. Two and 1. Hurst. From Farandelli, 2 and 2. And we're hearing that the audio and video is very bad. Point streak is down, and we've been kicked off. Our YouTube stream has been kicked off, so I do apologize for the very poor Wi-Fi this afternoon. 2-2 pitch. Lifted foul just to our left. Still 2 and 2.
Farandelli's fastball is about 84 to 86 miles an hour with his curveball at 65 to 7.
Farandelli looks at the catcher, Meyer, for the sign. Bat rests on Hurst's left shoulder. 2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout for John Farandelli.
Yeah, I don't think that strikeout come at a better time. That strikeout swinging, that just helps the mentality and the confidence of Farandelli, and just 1 out away from leaving the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 5th.
Here is Cody Nolf. First pitch. Fastball low, ball 1. To no. Fastball low and away, 2-0. On Cody Nolf out of Orange Coast College. 2-0. The left field coming in. It falls in front of him. A base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes another to throw in. He's in. The runners advance. Throw into second. Nolf caught in a pickle. Throw to Decker. Connolly's going to have to tag him. He does. So the 3rd run does not score, but it is a tie. 3-3. A 2-run single for Cody Nolf. But 3 outs. But again, it is a tie game now as we are through 5. 3-3 as we head the top of the 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors, and men left on. 3-3, we head 6 on the match.
Bottom of the fifth inning, Miners Painters are tied at 3. Now for the Dane Wunderlich shows bunt, puts it down just to the left of the mound, and scoops it up by McGill. McGill and Wunderlich, the infield single, leads things off, and we're back to the top of the Panachone. And that's going to be ruled an error by the Mr. McGill. The first error of the game for the Panners. And that's going to do it for Gill, and the Panners will step to pitcher. We'll be back after this.
Here this week now pitching for the Goldpanners, Jason Ford.
Hello, everybody. We and video. We understand. So what we've decided to do is we are going to quit our broadcast for the rest of the game, and we will be updating via Twitter at ABL Miners. And please be checking the Matsu Miners Facebook page, as there will be updates of this game as well. Again, we apologize, and we will see you tomorrow for a game banner and the Matsu Miners. Again, we apologize and have a good evening.